Hi, I'm Vincent with the Point of Real Estate. I'm here with Liz Massarella with Raw Art. We're here in Brewhops. Why are we in Brewhops?
Because this is the local place where people come to enjoy beer and art.
And art.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the art on the walls here, because I see some amazing celebrity art. I see some bright colors. Tell me about the art.
Right. So Boris, the owner, agreed to have some of my art in his establishment because it was fitting to his decor and creates conversation.
Absolutely, it certainly does. I see Clint looking at me mano a mano right now. He's got this death look. He's a pretty intimidating guy. How long does it take you to paint something like that?
Well,
how long should it take you to paint something like that?
A huge difference. So it should take me, because I use oil paint, there's drying time in between, and when I'm doing a piece, usually I'm working on two at the same time, so I'm swooping back and forth from one to the other to let some drying time happen. Usually a sitting is between 3 to 5 hours, depends how meditative I get when I'm painting. It can take weeks or months, it just depends on how many I'm doing at a time and how long the drying takes and how thick, because I use a palette knife. Mm-hmm. So when I use a palette knife, the paint is very thick, and depending on where I'm doing that, it needs a certain amount of drying time before I can go in and adjust the painting. Right.
Tell me a bit about the immersive experience, like getting into the artistic process. Do you have a muse? You just when you feel inspired?
Yes.
I think it's something that we all want. We all crave that immersive experience,
Yes.
But it must be not only rewarding, but pretty enjoyable as well. Like, tell me about the experience.
I can tell you a nice story. So when I decided to paint, I'm self-taught. I learned to started painting about 8 years ago, and had no idea what I'm doing. I still don't. It's all very hands-on. I don't know what colors I'm going to use. I don't know what it's going to look like when it's done. I have no process. I don't do light to dark. I don't do any of the traditional ways of doing art. It's just, I feel it. So I don't know how to express that, but it's unique, and it's something that every painting will be very different than any other painting because I have no formal training. So I taught myself, and when I get involved in it, it just sort of comes together, and stand back and take a look at it. One of the things that I do, when I started about 7 years ago, I started painting, and I jumped right forward into doing portraits. Portraits was what I really wanted to do. Of course, portraits are the hardest thing to do.
That's right.
I set high goals, I meet them.
Yeah, good.
It was something I really wanted to conquer, so I did it. And my learning curve was very quick, and I don't know where that came from, but I do come from a family of artists, so I must have it in my genes somewhere. But when I started my business, my idea was to go commercial. So for restaurants, for hotels, for things like that. So I had some guidance at the beginning. I had a mentor from LA who told me basically what to do and how to get started. And one of the things was to create a collection. So I took a studio up the road, and I set myself out for 2 years of painting, and holed myself up in a little studio for 2 years, and I painted my collection of 20 pieces.
The true artistic experience.
Yes.
A small little studio and paint.
And paint, exactly. So, and it's funny because a girlfriend of mine, we were watching a show at the time, Mad Men.
Great show for artistic inspiration.
Yeah, so I kept calling for my assistant to help me, but there was nobody there. So I just, would sit and paint. Anyways, one of the experiences I had, and that I do, and this is the question that you asked me, is what do I do to figure out my muse? I chose certain people to paint based on my experiences in life and what conjured up nice memories for me. So artists, singers, movies, those type of images that I wanted to present to people that would hopefully conjure up great memories for them when they're living in it in their house or their work environment or wherever it is. So I had this one experience that was really interesting, and it actually ties into the Brewhops. I had been at my studio one day, and I was working on all 4 Beatles. And I came to the Brewhops with my girlfriend, and we had a couple of wine, just a couple. And of course I had a couch like Mad Men do in my studio.
Right. Necessary, yes.
Necessary. So I went back to my studio, and all 4 Beatles are around me. And I had been doing my homework, and watched some old videos of them singing, like raw, singing in their studio, the way they connected. I actually felt like they were there.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So I
incredible.
laid on my couch when I got back, and I felt like they were there. So I've always made a point of doing extensive research on whoever I'm going to paint to get a feel for them, because I don't really know what's going to happen. I feel like I want to tap into their energy so that when I paint them, it's an expression coming through me as a part of them.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful. There are these massive icons in our own lives, but in many people's lives.
Yeah.
And being able to witness that and then recreate that, it's a really powerful connection. I mean, these people often have massive influences on our lives, on our friends' lives, etc. Right? So it's a way to pay homage, but also to have them ever present as well, right? Very good. You mentioned you come a bit from a family of craftsmen. I know you told me that a bit before. Tell me a bit about your upbringing and how you think that kind of connects to your artistic experience, as much as or as little as you'd like.
So I grew up in a small community in Inglesby, which is kind of between Minnan and Haliburton, and a crazy artistic family. I discovered my art passion very late in life, but I didn't know I had it. But I guess it's been passed down genetically. But when I was growing up, we had 5 Malamute Huskies and a pen, and I spent a lot of time outside playing with my dogs and frogs, and there was all kinds of crazy things happening. My 2 older brothers are incredible artists as well, and my dad was building cedar strip canoes in a big greenhouse that he designed, and we lived with no running water, no heat, no hydro for probably a year, kind of holed up in 25 acres in the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
So I had to figure out what to do with myself.
Yeah.
And I think just seeing nature and the interaction with my dogs and expressions and faces and watching my family be artistic around me, I had no idea I had this in me until later in life I decided to explore it, and it just came out.
Wow. It's incredible, the not just seeing nature, but being immersed in it, connecting with it in a really way, right? Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I've noticed moving up to Newmarket, just the easier it is to connect with nature up here. It's a little bit of a smaller town relative to this city or to some of the larger suburbs. But being able to immerse yourself in that is, and from absolutely. I mean, it's an entirely different way of growing up.
Newmarket's amazing.
Yeah. So that's a good point. So tell me what it's like being an artist in Newmarket. I mean, Newmarket's not necessarily known for their art scene, but also, it's a much smaller, tighter-knit community as well. So what's it like living in Newmarket, but then also being an artist and a business owner in Newmarket? What's that like?
It's actually really nice because it is such a small community, and I am in Brewhops, which is kind of like the hub.
Yes, absolutely.
So I've had a lot of opportunities come my way, thankfully, for the town and the members and people who come through here to invite me to things. And from a personal perspective, I love it because as an artist, I don't like to really follow that much of a schedule. So the beach is 20 minutes that way if you want to go for a swim, and Toronto's 30 minutes that way, and you can go. I bike all the trails regularly and spend some time painting, and it's just a great place to live and work for sure. I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I think you mentioned that you came up here from Toronto once upon a time, and you raised your family here. What was that like?
Amazing. It's safe, it's beautiful, it's peaceful. You've got walking trails, biking, like I said, the beach. You've got Toronto if you want to go down. It's just a nice community. It's still small, but it's, like we said, one of the top 10 places to live in Canada.
Absolutely, which is incredible. I know.
And we're here.
Are we, right? Tell me a bit about the changes you've seen, because I know I'm fairly new in the community, but I know you've been here a little while,
right?
And having raised your family here, etc. Like, tell me a little bit of the change that you've seen in Newmarket in even the last 5 or 10 years. Here we are in Main Street in a place that 10 years ago wasn't here.
Right.
We were on the patio looking at all the new shops opening. Tell me a bit about
culture is coming in, and it's actually great because you've got like a diversity of people, you've got diversity of shopping, foods. It's just so nice because it's still small, but you have that culture and diversity, and Newmarket's putting a lot of money into the arts, which I think is fantastic. So there's a lot more arts and culture coming, and there's a lot of shows. They close down the whole street on Main Street several times a year, and it's just wonderful because they have these great events that you can go to with your family and meet people, experience all the stores, the culture, and then Fairy Lake is right there. It's it's beautiful.
Yeah, I find that
It's the best of both worlds.
yeah, it really. And I was going to say, it really is that it gets bigger and you get a little bit of a broader range. I know the noodle bar just opened across the street. It's like this is right. Like that's right. Same
Boris, you rock.
That's right, Boris. But you still have a tight knit community of people. So the way that people interact stays very the same. Where people know each other. You're sitting on the patio and people are walking by and you're waving to them and you know them and stuff. But you're still getting a broader range of diversity, which is nice. So people are integrating into the Newmarket fabric, into the community, but bringing a much more colorful experience, which is it's fantastic for artists, but even for just the average person to experience it. It's pretty
really
wonderful,
grown.
right?
It's really grown.
Yeah.
We've been here my family's been in Newmarket for probably 21 years, and the changes have been huge.
Yeah.
The population has probably tripled since we've been here.
Yeah, I was speaking with someone earlier, and they were talking about where the highway used to end, and then where the highway used to end, and it's dense. It's getting more dense, but it's also maintaining a bit of that culture. The main streets, it's preserved in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but the nice thing is you can get everything you need here. You don't need to leave.
That's right.
You've got the big box stores. You've got the nice little shops. You've got talent. You've got great professionals here that you can utilize. You've got everything here you really need. I mean, there's no reason to leave.
Yeah.
So,
and like you said, the beach is around the corner. That's right.
Only with all the natural beauty around.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I know this in real estate. Like the way you present the space has such an impact on the space itself. So it's incredible. It's a win-win. You get to showcase your art in an absolutely amazing way, but they really reap the benefits of changing the way their space is shown.
It's contemporary, it's conversational.
Yeah, but it's original
it's edgy,
and it's unique. Exactly.
Yeah, and it's not out there. It's not like you go buy a piece from Winners and you can go to your friend's house and everybody has it.
Yeah, they all have it. Yeah, we all have it.
You come into a house and you've got like Clint or one of the other people and no one's seen it before.
Yeah, it's an absolute original. It's an experience.
People want to be unique.
That's right.
Nowadays, and it's hard because everybody follows the trend.
Sure.
So I'm creating something that I'm hoping is very unique, so that if you have people over for dinner one night and you've got, let's say I just painted David Bowie the way I paint him, hanging there. No one will have seen that.
That's right.
So it will be a conversation piece. You've met me, you know who I am.
That's right.
I'm local.
And it has a more real impact on me as the person experiencing as well. I mean, you see a piece of art you get from HomeSense or whatever, and
your friend could have too.
That's right, and they may be aesthetically okay to look at, but you don't experience them in the way you're going to experience it in original. That's for sure. Right? We all know that.
And do you know what? I'm all about promoting artists and finding your place in the world and being unique and finding your gift and following it. And I commend every artist out there to do the same and follow your passion and make something great happen for your life and do what you love to do, because you'll never work again.
That's right.
And if people support that and we all help each other, then we can all be happy.
Absolutely. Very wise words. And so if people want to get in touch with you, they want to either look at your art or purchase your art, what's the best way for them to do it?
So we're the Brew Hops. Brew Hops has my brochures
on Main Street, right?
On Main Street. Yeah. So if you ask one of the people who work here, they'll gladly get your brochure, and my contact information is on the back. You can reach me at my email address at rawartgroup@gmail.com.
Okay.
Or you can call me at my cell phone number. Should I give that out? Just kidding.
It's completely up to you.
Okay. 905-954-5061. Go ahead and call me. Make my day. Make my day.
Make my day. Awesome. I'm Vincent with Capone Real Estate. Thank you so much for your time today, and I look forward to seeing what's going to happen for you in 2019.
Thank you. It was awesome meeting you.
Yeah,
Welcome to the community.
Thank you so much.